A lonely exile stared over the waves. What was she thinking about? Was it the water or the beach? Was it paying her bills? Or what that bitch Jenny said on Facebook? No, no, no. None of those things. She was thinking about how badly she wanted to freeze, to chill, to shatter. It was time to go do what she was best at. Cue the montage. All right, let's get into it. So it's about T3 maps or so. Just finishing up those with this character. I have my third Ascendency now, and yeah, it's just stupid easy. I mean, everything dies. She's real good at surviving. Um, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, if I screw something up, yeah, she dies. I mean, it's not like I don't die ever, but it's just easy. It's so easy to play. It's one button. It's efficient. Does a ton of damage. The DPS keeps her safe. And really, it's all about the interaction between the ice bottles and the Herald of Ice. And so you're looking to, like, when you're in mapping, you're just trying to get a bunch of enemies together. And you pop the ice bottles in there. The first one that dies then chain shatters the rest, basically. And it just, you're always looking for those big crunches. Third Ascendancy, it took me a couple tries because I was poorly set up for it. As soon as I maximized health and energy shield, got the right relics in there, it was, overall, it was easy. I went into the Scorpion boss having never fought it, basically completely blind, guessed my way through the mechanics, and came out with 54 honor out of 3,000 something. That was fun, but I mean, I did one shot the Scorpion and got that down. Other than that, the trial was pretty easy. It was just, you pick your way through the affixes and the boons and everything. You're trying to get the right sort of mapping through the rooms. And that was most of the challenge. Right towards the end, I lost a bunch of honor, so I went into the Scorpion with like 1,300 honor, I think, or something like that. And I thought I was going to... I expected to lose. I was like, well, I'm just going to have to go look for another token. But I ended up finishing it off. So that was cool. And that was cool to experience that and get all the way through it. She made most of it pretty much trivial. Okay, so let's talk about skills and abilities. I, of course, am using Shattering Concoction. Scattershot on here is kind of mandatory. I have Inevitable Critical, which feels real good. Ice Bite support has great uptime. You're always freezing, so this is just 100% uptime right here. Cold Infusion, just more cold damage, and we don't care about the downside on that. Freezing Salvo, I don't use it very often. I mainly have it on here for Culling Strike. And then I have just whatever. I toss some other things on there just to fill the slots, but Culling Strike is the main reason why I would cast this, so I don't really cast it very often. Voltaic Mark actually does great, and it's easy to cast. I just throw this out there all the time to get those sort of like chain shocks out there. Get the 123% damage boost to that, I think is what it is. this is the meat and potatoes of what is the interaction between the skills. Like I said, Herald of Ice, super important, must have. Alchemist Spoon, gotta have it. Wind Dancer, I'm kind of 50-50 between this and the Ice Shield that the Sorceress uses. This feels like the right choice because of the evasion, but I don't have a super great read on, like, is one better than the other. Part of me thinks that the ice armor would get buffed by all the, cold passives I'm taking, but the evasion is really good, so I'm like, I don't know. I'm not 100% on which is the right choice there, but this is what I can fit right now in terms of spirit, and we'll see if there's ways to optimize that as I go. It's very simple. You throw this, you mark. When the boss is low, you do that. That's it. That's the rotation. I wouldn't even call it a rotation. It's just, you just do a lot of this. You just do that over and over again. And everything blows up and dies. In terms of passives, you kind of have to come over and get this. Well, let me start in the Ascendancies. So this is your first one. Pretty obvious. This is your second one. You will know by the time, if you're just leveling up this character and not switching over from poison or something, when you get to, by the time you get to second Ascendancy, you'll always be charge starved on bosses. You'll get through a bunch of the fight, you'll feel really good, and then you'll just kind of sit around waiting for charges to boost back up. You obviously need to take the gains X charges per second on your mana flask, because on a boss fight, there's nothing else going on to get charges with. So, and I mean, I feel like this is kind of like required for every character, right? Either way, 50% more flash charges gain boost this pretty good. So those two do interact with each other as far as I can tell, and from everything that I've read. Here we take more charges gained per second, and that's pretty good. Nothing else interesting in this region that I found to take. I was spec'd into these for a minute and removed them for something else. Falcon technique important. Boost the dexterity, boost the evasion. Coming Calamity feels great. 50% cold damage while affected by Herald of Ice. Gotta love that. And then we're over here in the monk area, and just taking some of those. Energy shield and evasion in through here. This is all just tank survivability right here. Defenses. I came over here and I got 30% increased elemental damage if you've chilled an enemy recently, which is, again, all the time. I recently took this in Endgame because I was getting chains done in maps, and this seems to help quite a bit with that. Take the percent life on kill over here from Immortal Infamy. We take the energy shield per evasion on body armor up here. And then these are my favorites right now. 50% increased damage with hits against frozen enemies. So you freeze the boss or the rare or whatever. This matters on it matters to the like Herald of Ice, but the mapping enemies are not really big enough health pools for you to feel this. You'll feel this on a boss or a rare. So you freeze them, and then you just start pounding on them. Hits ignore non-negative elemental resistance of frozen enemies. As soon as you get this, you can take off. Like, I had hypothermia for a long time. As soon as I got this, no longer need it. I don't have to care about it. So, and with the int requirements of that one as it stacks up, it's nice that I don't have to cast a curse anymore. This just completely negates the need for that. They're not always frozen, but they're frozen so much that it just is the same thing. You don't have to cast an extra ability. So Heavy Frost, gotta love that one. I think that covers everything. That's third Ascendancy there. This feels good. I was kind of thinking about maybe experimenting with taking this off and grabbing these. I don't know if I'll ever get my fourth Ascendancy, so who knows how that'll turn out. But those extra points would be nice. Right now, I'm tracking over into this cluster here and shooting for Deadly Force. Crit seems to be pretty good for this, so do like that. Okay, going through gear. This is the best bow I've been able to pick up. 139% fizz, but the bigger thing is the 76% increased elemental. I had this in here, and I wish I hadn't put it in there because I would have done 2 of these soul cores, and that would have been really lovely. Quiver, it's the +2 to all projectile skills there. The pierce doesn't have anything to do with my build. I don't care about that. It's just this is the only +2 to level quiver that I've been able to find. Other than that, I'm pretty much gearing like a monk. I think my boots, if I'm correct, yeah, my boots are not, don't have energy shield on them, but all the rest of my stuff does. Always take the wide belt. Flash charges gained. We love that. Again, X charges per second gain here. X charges per second gain here. That's what we want. The nice thing about this whole setup and Pathfinder in general is that it trivializes the mana leech, like the mana vampire rares. You just walk up to them and kill them. It doesn't matter to you at all that they've stolen all your mana. I think that's pretty much it. Like, this is just meant to be a little check-in. I have easily cleared a chunk of the map. Just kind of going wherever I want to go. Breaches are easy. Ritual is easy. Delirium's a little bit sketchy at the moment, or the last time I did it, but I think now that I have a little more tank, I should be okay for that. Bosses on maps have been easy. Like, there's nothing... It's not about, like, can I beat the map anymore? It's just, where do I need to go? What do I need to do? How do the towers work? Like, I'm just mapping along. So, going to continue to progress with my Atlas tree. Going to continue to open up the map. It's fun. It's now chill. It's very, like, okay, cool, I can just, like, chill, do some mapping, blah, 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 listen to some music, listen to a YouTube video, whatever. It's not a matter of, I don't know how to solve the problems that the game has thrown at me, so far anyway. This character just solves them all. So, yeah. If you have enjoyed this little presentation, do me a favor and toss a like, maybe even subscribe for the next one. I'll be continuing to post updates on this, see how it's going, and what other kind of shenanigans I get up to. Have a good one, y'all. Happy 2025.